Lesson 1 the distributive property. The objective today would be to use distributive property to evaluate expressions and to simplify expressions. It covers the algebra standards 1-3 and 9-3. The distributive property is the property where you have something outside of a set of parentheses and you multiply through that parentheses with that value or a number outside. So A times B would be AB, and A times C would be AC. If you had a problem that looked like, let's say this, and it says show using distributive property, I'm going to add to one of the examples here. If, let's say, you had a 4 on the outside of a parenthesis of maybe 2 plus 3, and it says use distributive property to solve and then simplify, you must show 4 times 2 plus 4 times 3, and when you do that you would show 8 plus 12 and then the final answer of 20. I know that's a long way around that problem, but this is the beginning of just showing distributive property and practicing using distributive property, so that's what you should do on problems just like that. Alright, let's look at examples. So simplify. 12 times the quantity y plus 3. So you should show 12 times y plus 12 times 3. And when you do that, go ahead and multiply 12y plus 36. But that one cannot go any further because we do not know what y is. So you would leave 12y plus 36. Okay, next we would have 4 times y squared plus 4 times 8y plus 4 times 2. When you simplify that, you would have 4y squared plus 32y plus 8. Now, thinking of the next problem in distributive property, let's just see what this means. 17a plus 21a. Both of those terms have the a in it. So we're kind of doing reverse distributive property where we're pulling the a out and we're combining the numbers in front. So you say 17 plus 21, which would be 38 in A, and you can just simplify that directly. On example D, you look for the ones that have exactly the like terms, which would be 12b squared and negative 8b squared. So you'd combine those together for 4b squared, and the 6b would not have any partner because it has no other like terms with just a b, so this would be your final answer. 4b squared plus 6b. Alright, going further with this, we're going to kind of combine those two things together where you distribute a little bit and also combine like terms. So by doing example E, you first would do the distributive property. So 4 times fg, 4 times g squared plus 6g squared. So what you would have to do with this is you could combine these two. This one would be all on its own. I'm going to put 4fg plus 10g squared. Some might go ahead and say, oh, move the squared term first. Either way would be fine. Alright, there's no distributive, but we're going to combine like terms, and what I'd like for you to do is put those in alphabetical order. So this would really be 8a. You're combining 6b and negative 4b for positive 2b plus 7c, and that way it's more a standard form and you only have one of each letter and you would be done. Alright, and then finally 12a plus 2b minus 3c. None of those are like terms, so therefore I'm going to say already simplified. Okay, already simplified. And I could do no more to that problem. That would be it. Alright, so make sure that you always do distributive property first, and then you go back through the problem and look for like terms. I'm going to go ahead and go to the problems that you have and just kind of explain a little bit what you have to do. This first section in 1 through 6, you're going to use distributive property to rewrite, then evaluate. So that will be just like I did a few minutes ago. You would have to write 9 times 7 plus 9 times 8 and go from there. These, you're going to kind of separate them into easier problems, maybe like 9 times 400, 9 times 90, and 9 times 9 would make that problem easier. Make the 110 actually 100 plus 10, and make the 4 and 1/4 actually 4 plus 1/4. These you're going to rewrite with distributive property and then combine like terms. Even if the number is on the back, you'd still distribute it through the parentheses just like you would if it were in the front. 13 to 18, do any distributive properties and simplify the expression. If it's already in its simplest form, you can write simplified. 19 and 20, write the algebraic expression from words and then simplify. I'm not going to make you do the properties used, just simplify. And then it looks like there's another word problem or two. I lost the page. And it looks like there's a word problem or two, so you'll be writing an expression and calculating.